Instead of doing the standard embroidery hoop as a frame or, well, placing it into a picture frame, I wanted to try something that was inexpensive and let me reuse my hoop rather than having to buy a new one every time I wanted to do a project. First, you'll need some ribbon, blanket binding, or anything similar that you have floating around in your craft closet. Fold it in half and iron it to create a crease. This is just going to ease the sewing process. Go ahead and pin around the perimeter of your work. For the corners, I pinched them together to create a crease in the middle. The important thing to remember here is a little tricky, so you want to pin just the top layer, and then the bottom layer you're going to do something a little bit differently. That way you can create the pocket for the rods to actually go inside. I used bamboo rods from the baking section. They were around $2 for a 12-pack, so not that bad, and you can use them for multiple projects. Then you're going to need either a handsaw or a sharp pair of scissors to trim them down to size. Once you have them trimmed to the perfect size, you're going to take a piece of sandpaper, and this is just to create those smooth round edges on each side. If you don't have sandpaper, you don't need to run out and get any. You can literally just leave them the way they are because they're going to be on the inside anyway. But I did this just for that little extra smooth touch. Plus it's not going to be like poking anything or sticking out of the ribbon or anything weird like that. Once you cut ribbon, it tends to unravel and get a little bit weird on the edges. So there's two things you can do. You can either fold it over and sew it, or you can use a lighter to char the edges and burn them together. So just be really careful if you're going to use a lighter, and you're just going to coast the flame along the edge of the ribbon without completely touching it. Otherwise, it's just going to catch on fire. Just do it with caution if you haven't done it before. To sew this, you're going to do the sides first and just go straight down. And then you're going to sew it the other way, making sure that those rod pockets are open. You just want to leave those untouched so that they are able to slip in the rod in between them. So once you're done sewing, you're going to insert the bottom rod, and my camera actually cut off, but when I inserted the top rod, I actually put the ribbon on top of it and then slid it inside. That way it creates the hanging part without having to glue or do any extra sewing, and it looks seamless rather than sewing an extra piece on the top. I just created a bow to finish it off. I hope you guys enjoyed this DIY and found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye!